What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today I want to go over why I think we had some good success in the last video catching a whole mess of trout. So I'm going to jump right into what I was using, what it was paired with in terms of type of hook, size of hook. I'll give you a little bit of information about the area that we were fishing in. Go back and watch that video once this one is wrapped up. That way you can see us applying everything that I am about to share with you. So let's get right into it. So we're gonna start with the one that was really doing the job, and that would be the Z-Man Slam Shady. It is scented. This is the one that says it's 10 times tough, and not wrong, because I got a lot of bites. And if you know anything about trout, they're toothy little critters, and they will tear your lures to pieces. And so I actually ended up only having to change this out once during the whole time I was there. We were fishing for a good 6 hours. Now, what I had that attached to was a ball jig head. It was this one exactly. So, well, I mean, it's this. I have a whole pack of these. I'm just showing you one that's empty right now. And so if you see this little bump right there, that is supposed to keep the lure on it, so it's not sliding up and down. You don't have to keep adjusting it. I found that that little hook doesn't do crap for the most part. So I ended up super gluing it. So let me just grab it. All you just get you a little bit of super glue, put the lure on, and then just pull back on it a little bit and put some super glue right there. Push the lure back up, just wait like 5 seconds and it stays there. Now, there's a good and bad thing about doing that. The good thing is your lure never slides off, and you don't have to keep readjusting it every time you pull it back in after you've ran it through some seaweed or some grass or whatever, you know, it may be, or even when you get a bite. It literally stays in place. No more readjusting, because that can get annoying, especially if you miss a strike and you want to get back out as quickly as possible. You don't want to be fiddling with your lure, so the super glue really helps that. But this is a 1/4 ounce ball jig, and that's what I had that Slam Shady paired up with. And I think that white and red contrast and some murky-ish water, because we've had a lot, it's rained every day for the past 2 months, I think. And so it's got the water, everything's all stirred up, got storms pushing in, moving the sand and stuff around. So paired that up with a Slam Shady and it was killing, dude. And I was practicing a couple different retrievals, and so I would just do the bounce, let it fall, bounce, let it fall, bounce, let it fall. That bounce action really gets them to strike, is what I've noticed. When I was doing a steady retrieval, I was getting a lot of puffer fish chasing it, a lot of needlefish were getting after it. But when I let it get down to the bottom and just kind of pop it up and pop it up, was trout going crazy. And then it would just be little pops too, just to give it a little bit more drama as I'm pulling it, retrieving it back in. And so a lot of the retrievals actually seem to work well. And so I wouldn't focus too much on that, but I will say I got more bites on the pops than any of the other type of retrievals. I want to show you this other one so you can see the similarity. All right, so this one, it's got some flakes in it, right? So it's like a dirty white color. It's probably the scent that gets it all, that's on it, that's got it all dirty, but it's like this kind of translucent yellowy white color with some flakes in it. And what I started with that I did not get really any action on is this one. And so, ooh, I'm hitting my thing here. So also another paddle tail. It is white, little bit translucent, you can see through it, and it's got black and silver flakes in it. And this thing moves through the water crazy good also. It's a lot smaller than the Z-Man, the Slam Shady, and I got it on a different hook. You can see there, it's got that little spiral doohickey there that keeps the lure on, and it's a weighted hook also, so I don't have to mess with any egg weights or split shots or anything like that. And so this swims through the water really good too. And I was doing the same retrievals. I was popping it up, I was doing a steady retrieve, I would jerk it, let it fall, jerk it, let it fall. They just didn't seem interested. And so how similar this is to that. Maybe the scent is what made the difference. Maybe the size made the difference. Could have been the jig head. But the reason that I'm showing you this is, in theory, you would think that this would work as well as that one did, or just at all, because of how similar it is. White flake paddle tail, that one's white flake paddle tail. The difference is the size and the scent. And so, and then of course, in terms of the paddle tail itself, and then my setup, the difference is just the hook. One's got the jig head and one's got this little weighted hook. And it just seemed like the jig head was going nuts. It was awesome. I had so much fun. And so another setup I did, every now and then I do get luck on this, more so with like redfish than anything else, but this is just the gold flake from Salt Strong, and it is awesome. I love using this. And so I've caught almost everything that I normally catch on this. Only thing I haven't gotten is a snook and the trout. I need to get those two locked in with this, but this is another option depending on the water clarity. If it was like really mucky water, I probably would have done this, or if the water's really clear, I also would have done this. It kind of serves best in both of those worlds. And the last one I'll share, so those are the ones that I was using the most, and I'm just gonna give an honorable mention right now before we wrap this up, and that is my Yo-Zuri. If you don't have one of these, get one of these. You will not skunk, knock on wood, if you have one of these Yo-Zuris. This is I believe it's a 3.5 inch, and it's got that rattle. It's got the minnow coloring on it. Okay, so black on top, silver on sides, clear on bottom. And those rattles, when you jerk this, dude, it's like they can't help it. I caught a redfish on this, caught a snook on this, caught a trout on this, I caught pinfish on this, puffer fish on it. I've caught everything I've ever caught, I have caught on one of these. So this goes with me every time I go fishing, and I always throw it at least for an hour to see if I can get anything on it. And I almost always get something. Doesn't matter if it's small, doesn't matter if it's huge. And so that's one honorable mention. And one other one that I do want to mention because I think it's important. It's a good old spoon. If you got yourself a spoon, almost anything will bite it, especially if it's in darker water. This mimics a bait fish so well. If you can get to where you see bait fish popping, throw this bad boy, and you're likely going to get a redfish or a snook on this, no problem at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just wanted to give you a little bit of explanation on what I was using, how I was using it, and they seem to be loving it. So if you're in anywhere where you can go out and fish the flats, get you a Slam Shady, and if it's scented, even better. If it's not scented, you can put scent on it if you just get Pro-Cure. Pro-Cure is scent that you can put on lures. And so if it comes scented, great. If not, that's what you can use to get it scented. So Slam Shady scented, one way or the other, and pair that with a red 1/4 ounce jig head, depending on where you're fishing, and just give it a little bit of pops, do some steady retrievals, practice all the different kinds of retrievals, but go out into the flats, particularly where you have lots of grass and then some sand potholes, because they love to wait in the grass and ambush what travels through that sand. And so give that a try, and if it works, leave a comment down below and let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Live your life, live your truth, go have fun.